comedian Dave Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So I went down to the gym today. It was my last day off of this 3-day weekend, and I thought, fuck it, let's get back into shape. And fuck, I am in probably the worst shape I've been in maybe 2 or 3 years. I knew I wasn't going to do anything when I went down there. I knew I was just going in there as a tourist, just to have a look around, just move a couple of things around, just so I fucking can get back into it, just so I can say I did it. And it was hard work. It was hard work doing anything. I did a couple of fucking dumbbell bench presses, and I took it way down. I was doing about almost 30 kilos dumbbell. No, I was doing 30 kilos of dumbbell about 2 months ago. I took it right back to 15. And then the second set, I took it to 17 and a half. And then third set, I took it to 20. And I was like, I'm done. It wasn't so much my muscles were wearing out. It was my will. I was like, I can't do another set because I just don't want to. I was not getting after it, that's for sure. But I kept persisting and I kept doing it, and I fucking ended up doing some shoulder presses. I did a shoulder press. I did one of the sets with just the barbell. And then I took a rest. Can you imagine what that looks like in the gym? I went to the fucking squat bench or whatever it is, squat rack, and I put the barbell up there, and I did a set of 10 of just the barbell. No weights on the end, no fucking blue things on the end, just straight bar. And then I was puffed, and I sort of like crouched over, and I took a rest. It's humiliating. And then I ended up putting 5 kilos on each side, and that was a battle. And then I did 2 sets of 5 pull-ups, and the first set of 5, it was hard getting this fucking bod up there. I've just let it go a little too far this time. Usually, I would have come straight back here. I would have started working out again, but I was so fucked after Perth. I should have worked out in Perth, to be honest with you. There was a gym in the hotel I was staying in. That's why I paid a little bit extra for that hotel, but I just could not mount the will to go to the gym. I just didn't have it in me. But I had no excuses today. I was rested. I've had a good couple of sleeps, and I went down there, and it shows. It shows I haven't done shit in 2 months. It's almost exactly 2 months. December 26th, I think, was the last time I went into the gym. And I haven't set foot in it until today. And, God, there's a long way to go. There's a long way fucking back. I don't even eat fucking sugar. This is just overeating, like even good stuff. Although I can throw down a kebab, I can throw down a burrito. But it's not like out of control. Like I'm not eating that much shit. I'm just eating lots. Way too much for my energy expenditure. Anyway, fucking, I'm back at work tomorrow, so I'm going to have to find a way to squeeze in the gym. I'll figure it out. Anyway, it's fucking Monday. It's felt so good having these 3 days off. I get paid tomorrow as well for the 7 days I worked last week, so that should be interesting. I did a Saturday and a Sunday, so let's see how that comes in. But I need more time on my hands. I need time to do my things. Anyway, fucking, it's Monday, and you know what that means. It's Boyle time. Boyle. So if you have a question you would like answered by one of the greatest minds of the generation or any generation, comedian, philosopher, cranny, waterproofer, Le Boyle, then head to my website. I've been getting some really good questions lately, so keep them coming. Keep the questions coming. While you're there, just go over to the other tab, Send us in a fucked up Friday. Always need stories, so get them in. Join the Patreon. Do it all. Fucking support Le Boyle. Anyway, let's get to this week's fucking Ask Boyle. So this week's Ask Boyle was sent in by my man fucking Bison Digger. Don't know where he's from, but sounds Aussie to me. Anyway, let's get to it. Been listening to you for probably 5 years now. Wonder what that says about me. Nothing good, mate. Nothing good. Anyways, listening to your pod about how wage labor is basically slave labor had me thinking. I've always thought this and wanted to start my own business, but knowing what to do is the hardest part. This is 2 questions, with one being, what's your advice to someone who wants to start making their own money without an employer? And 2, do you think if you spent as much time working on the pod/comedy as you spent working the last year, would it make you enough money to quit your job, not have to look for a job again? P.S. Shout out to Keith, the only one of my friends I got to listen to you daily. Well, M. Bison, you have come to the right place. Firstly, shout out Keithy. Thanks for listening to Le Boyle. Fuck the rest of your friends, Bison. That's what I say. Anyway, to the question. What's your advice to someone who wants to start making their own money without an employer? Well, I would not call myself an entrepreneur, that's for sure. An entrepreneur. But if I had to do it again, I would start any fucking business. Just absolutely fucking anything. Even if it failed, even if it was destined to fail, I would fucking just do it anyway, because having and running a business, you would learn more doing that than you would learn in a million years at university. It's called the School of Hard Fucking Knocks, mate. Window cleaning. Fucking anything. Absolutely anything. Window cleaning is like such a fucking loser thing to say. The first thing to say is window cleaning, because that's what people like me think a business is. Like, you just knock on people's door and ask them if we can clean your windows. I'm basically homeless, but I would do anything. The trick is, though, this is the trick with business. Eventually, you need something that you're going to earn money from without exchanging your time. So any business at the start, you're going to have to invest a lot of time. But eventually what you want to do is distance yourself from the business, either get people to take over or do whatever, and still collect the money from the business. Now, I ChatGPT'd that the other day and they gave me some answers. This is before you asked the question. I actually ChatGPT'd it because I was looking at my job. I was like, I don't want to do this for another fucking even 4 weeks. How can I earn an income without going to work? And they gave some basic options, like, how about you buy a property and charge rent? And I'm like, yeah. How about you give me fucking $9 million, you fucking stupid cunt? Fucking ChatGPT. So that was one of the options. Another option was, what was it? Getting dividend stocks. So some stocks on the stock market pay dividends, like yearly annual dividends out of their profits. But I know nothing about that. I'm just all about Bitcoin. And another one was vending machines. Get some vending machines and just collect the money from that. Sell meth. I don't know. Anything like that. Obviously, they said drop shipping as well, but fucking, how lame is that? I would start anything. Absolutely fucking anything. It doesn't really matter. But what can you do in the immediate fucking present? It depends if you got a skill or not. Do you have a skill? If you have a skill, you can sell it on the market. You can build a business around a skill like electrician, window cleaning. Everything just comes back to window cleaning. You'd also want to choose something that's sustainable as well. Like if you choose something just for the money, long term, yeah, you might get rich or whatever, but I don't think it's really going to make that much of a difference, because every fucking waking minute you do it, you'll feel like you're in fucking hell. But it is better to be doing something than nothing. What would be the first thing I would do? I would look at how to get some capital together to start the business. I would look at anything. I would look at something like a unskilled trade, like a concrete cutter or a fencer or something like that, just to begin with. Something that doesn't need too much capital and you don't need like a full-on skill for it. You can just fucking lie your way through it at the start. And then as you learn what's going on, you can add some actual ticketed skills to it. All you need to do for that is like buy a concrete. So I would just choose something. It depends how old you are. If you're young, just choose something that you can fucking do unskilled. Obviously, if you've got a skill, build a business around the skill. But you just need to start something to understand how money works and time. How money and time works and how reward for effort works and how trade-offs work and how efficiency works. There's just so many things you can learn from a business. So just choose something, chat GPT it, say I want to start a business for like, say 50K. Hustle together 50K, chat GPT, I want to get a 50K business off the ground, what should I do? And just follow whatever the fuck they say. And then just hustle hard and then learn the lessons. But don't be afraid to go bankrupt. That's my that's my advice. It doesn't fucking matter. If you do go bankrupt, you can just fucking get a job. You're in exactly the same position. So you might as well roll the dice. Anyway, the second part of your question, which is a little bit more raw for me, was do you think if you spent as much time working on the pod/comedy as you spent working the last year, would it have made you enough money to quit your job / not have to look for a job again? Now, that's a tricky question, because if I had spent as much time on absolutely anything as I spent working this year, it would have put me well on the way to fucking financial freedom. But I worked fucking for a specific reason. I got myself into Bitcoin debt. I was paying back like $2,500, almost $3,000 a month on the various credit cards and loans and shit that I took out to buy Bitcoin. And I didn't want to sell that, and I needed money quick. So I took the job to pay down the debt, but also I didn't pay down the debt. I invested the money in what I thought was a bear market. That's sort of, yeah, it is a bear market. Everything that I invested is up, so that's all good. I'm in a position now where I'm like, if I work for maybe another 3 or 4 months, I'm good. I'm real good. Having said that, I have had to justify what I'm doing a lot to myself, because if I went 100% after the podcast, after the comedy, after anything I wanted with the intensity I worked at this year, I would be well on my way to fucking any sort of success. If I continued the Jenny Diaries, if I promoted the podcast, if I was out there gigging like a maniac every single night, writing a new hour, filming, putting shit up, which is all the shit I should be doing, by the way, that I'm not doing. But if I was working on comedy and the podcast 12 hours a day, non-stop, yes, I would be in a much better position than I am now. But the rewards may not have shown for like 2 or 3 years down the road. Like the momentum would have started, but there was no guarantee that the money would have been rolling in. So I had to bitch out a little bit. I consider myself getting this job a little bit of a fucking bitch move. I should have just fucking doubled down with the comedy and the podcast and all that. But the other thing is, I don't even know if I fucking want that shit anymore. I would like to do gigs and sell out my shows and all that sort of stuff. I would really like that. I would like to do that without any promotion. I'd like to just be on the podcast and go, all right, I'm going to fucking Island on the 23rd and it just sells out. That would be great. But to get to that spot, you really need to be doing what I just said before, like hustling hard. And I don't even know if I fucking want that. I don't even know if I want like mega success in comedy or any. Don't fucking tell my wife this either. I don't know if that's something that will fulfill me anymore, because like I'm a completely different person to when I started comedy. Like I fucking started comedy because I wanted to be like the center of attention. I suppose I needed love from the crowd. I needed to be fucking recognized or needed or loved, or it was all bullshit. I didn't start comedy. I didn't start comedy to make people laugh. Are you insane? That is crazy. I started it for me. I wanted the adulation. I wanted people to be like, oh, isn't he amazing? And now I don't give a flying fuck if people say, isn't he amazing? I don't need that at all. So now I either find a new reason to do comedy and do all this. I love doing the podcast, to be honest with you. But stand-up comedy, there's a lot to stand-up comedy. And there's a lot of sacrifices you need to make too. So I need to find a like legitimate reason to do comedy, to make the sacrifices necessary for it to be worthwhile. Does that make any sense? So the reasons young Boyle started comedy are no longer valid for me. But I do still like doing comedy. I love being on stage, actually. I like the challenge of it. I like doing new bits. I like when the crowd is enjoying it, I suppose. But I also like when they're not enjoying it a little bit. So for me to continue forward in comedy, I'm going to have to figure out some new shit. Some new reasons to be. But yeah, if I had put in 12 hours a day for the last year into comedy, things might be a little bit different. But to be honest with you, I'm pretty happy with where I am now. I've got like a handful of fans fucking all over the world. A few people rock up to the shows. I get to meet some people. They know who I am. They bring me gifts. I get to have a chat. I get to hang out with people. I enjoy the level of fame I am at the moment, which is like just 0.1 above zero. I love it. Anyway, I hope that fucking helped. It definitely didn't, but you know, the greatest mind of the generation can't be fucking on every week. Alright, that'll fucking do it for tonight. Thanks for your question, and I'll see you the fuck later.